Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. These people keep on calling me Auntie Denise. You know that's Mr. Summerdean's story, but it doesn't matter to me, not at my age. Okay, I just want you to know that I'm extremely privileged and honored to be part of the Kannemeyer staff. And I do thank my Maker every day for the gift of life and my health to be able to participate in all these, what do I call it, these moments of change, whether you call it transformation or you know, it made me realize I'm in the right profession because education is supposed to be dynamic. It's not supposed to just be there. Okay, so I recall vividly. And of course, needless to say, for us here at Kannemeyer, this journey would not have been possible if it wasn't for our very competent leader, Mr. Summerdean. The man is actually the embodiment of enthusiasm and he bubbles over You know, I don't have many adjectives. Bubbles over with possibilities and what do you say, boiling over with possibility. Okay. But the thing I respect the most about him is his integrity when he's dealing in a situation, in all situation. And then, of course, the best part, he's also humane. So, from there, I remembered quite vividly the day that I met Auntie Louise. And we were in this tent together, and the parents were there, and I know, Mrs. Chattier was also in that room that day. And everybody got together to get to know one another. And when the message came through strongly to me, that now you have a choice. You can either look somewhere else for what you want to achieve, you can go on networking, or you can sit and moan and get depressed and blame this one and blame the fact that you were born and what have you. And to create a community within a community. That is the thing that came through strongly to me. And those people that were there, I was just asked to do the first aid room, which was fairly the room was there, but it was non-existent, okay? And I spoke about the first aid room, and some of the parents said, he will donate the paint, and he will come and paint that himself. Oh, and what have you. The Monday the man was there and he painted that room and we took out all the old stuff, you know, when you change things, all the old stuff has to go. And it wasn't long after that, Mr. Summerdean actually has two catchphrases when he comes to me. I'll tell you about that a little later. So, came to me and said, Auntie Denise, we just received a 5,000 rand from the government for the first aid room. And I strongly suspected that Mrs. Chattier had a hand in that. But of course I didn't say anything. I just smiled and I said, Mr. Summerdean, I tell you what, you give me some of the money and you keep the others, because there are people, I have to tell you, there's nothing more that I love more than to go on a shopping spree with somebody else's money. And did I shop, right? We got ourselves some nice covers and everything. Now, our first aid room is fully functional. So much so that some of the parents want to use it as a clinic. And then, of course, our children are all on deworming programs. We work closely with the clinic. And, of course, even the teachers make use of it. Okay. So that was my first thing. But as you heard, I am in the computer room, you see. So, very proud of what I'm doing, but you have to understand, our computers here at Kannemeyer is about 13 years old. Now, if you're in the IT business, I'm sure you can read between the lines. So, I just want to give you a tiny glimpse of a day with my 13-year-olds. Okay, so some of the teachers here at the school, I'm sure even the kids is convinced that Miss is a bit schizophrenic or something. Okay, because some mornings, somebody told me that she or he, well, at my age, I'm forgiven to say I've forgotten who it was, said they talk to their plants, and their plants respond beautifully. And so I thought, but these are machines. But what did Louise say? Possibility. So I just say, now listen, sweeties. Right, when they tell me I cannot find the server, and then I would just say, okay, now I'll tell you what, a reboot, right? You still tell me I cannot find the server. Okay, no problem, I'll give you a day off, but only 1 day's leave. Okay, and tomorrow you will have to fill in an application, a leave form, and explain the reason why. I tell you people, it works. Okay, and when they switch on, find a day, I say, oh God, but you people are all superstars, And you can imagine when some of them, 13 years old, some of them draws the wrong portfolio from the server. And then I will just kindly say, now, sweetie, you know the path to this computer room, right? So it's not as you have to take a taxi. Please get there fast, okay? And it works. It sounds unbelievable, but it works. So you can imagine the day when Mr. Samadin came in there. Auntie Denise, we are now going to extend Neotel to come to the, they are going to have the cables here for the computer room. And I was thinking green shoots, because we also have a principal who leaves no stone unturned to get our children programs that he sees fit or ask our input in it to let those children shine academically, right? And he's got this phenomenal program, Maths Online, and I'm thinking green shoots. And I said, okay, Mr. Samadin, so no more resetting of modems and things like that. So he said to me, that's the idea, Auntie Denise. Oh, but when I saw the technicians walking in and they go straight to the server, I put on my oxygen mask, you see, because now I'm thinking, oh please, oh what have you. And so when they done, they were efficient and very quick about it. And they said, hulle praat Afrikaans. Hierso juffrou, hierso rekenaars. Nou, ek sê, ja maar kyk, ons moet nou eers toets, ons moet nou eers toets. Nou, I'm testing. Want ek sê, môre is julle nie hier nie, das ek alleen hierso. Now we're testing, and so I said, you know what, it's somewhat slow. And so this technician said vir my, juffrou, ek kan mos nie help as jy ou computers het nie. Ek sê, maar meneer, because at the back of my mind I'm thinking, everybody's going to tell me can't find the server tomorrow. And I said, meneer, maar jy moet nou nie foolish wees, hoe kan jy die rekenaars oud noem? Of course the man was confused, and he said to me, okay, juffrou, jou splinte nuwe rekenaars, laat dit maar so 'n bietjie stadiger gaan. Toe sê ek, nou ja, dan moet jy reg praat, man. The next day we all found the server. So it really works, you see. And being in the computer room, people, do I hear tweeting? Do I hear tweeting? Okay, just don't forget, the name is Kannemeyer Primary School. Okay, right, so That is what Auntie Louise taught me. You just start tweeting and the whole world hears you. Okay, so in comes Mr. Samadin. You know, he comes in there sometimes. And then he says, Auntie Denise, can I just run this by you? And then he says, no, Auntie Denise, I'm talking possibility. And when I hear that phrase, then I say to myself, girl, you better sit down, because no, soos ek kinders sê, hier kom 'n ding. Okay, so you have to get yourself up. Here comes Mr. Samadin. Okay, this is all about the possibility, right? In walks this gentleman. Auntie Denise, this is Uncle Theo. Oh, and I started smiling because Uncle Theo walked in there with the absolutely delicious, delectable, young, passionate Italian guy. And Uncle Theo, of course, is a marvel, right? And he's the gentleman that created Kannemeyer's website in Italy. And it was so nice. He is a South African. He has now composed a song for us. And of course, we can now also do broadcasting. And of course, with our 13-year-olds, we are also now with We Can. And they have taught our kids what it's like to do an interview, all the things that you have to observe if you want to become a journalist. And one of these days they will be posting their own little newspaper at Kannemeyer. People, you can tweet, of course, we do take subscribers. Okay. And so that on the other side. Then the one other thing that came from that first Madiba day was our parents. We have to get our parents involved. And I can really say we have about 70% of our parents on board. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you a little story. I love telling stories. Okay, and so I'm also privileged. I'm privileged to teach the grade 5's life skills, you see. And within the life skills, there's this celebration of cultures and religions. So I thought, wait, this particular day I let the children dress up in their own religion, their own culture. And I said to Mrs. Wade, the lady that works in the kitchen, I said, Mrs. Wade, you know what? The Christians normally have, what do you call it, trifle, during Christmas, but that's a trifle too expensive. Let's stick to jelly and custard. So we can have all the children having something to eat, just to, okay, this is really Christian food or whatever the case. And I approached Mrs. Sussman to make us a pot of booba for the Islamic children. Right? Mrs. Sussman had absolutely no problem doing that. And remember, Mrs. Sussman's child is wasn't in grade 5. He's in grade 5 now. So parents tend to go for the classes or the grade where their child is currently in. And that particular morning, that particular day, here she comes with a booba and everything. And later on she said, there were 3 other ladies with her. And these people had, samosas and everything there and spread out. Now I'm getting grey hairs here. Of course I am already grey. And I said, Mrs. Sussman, how much is this going to cost? And Mrs. Sussman said, Juffrou, nee man, bismillah lekker. And die hele skool het gebismillah. Okay? I know I have to get done, but I have to tell you about my biggest passion. We had a library, okay? And with Louise tweeting, up comes the bookery. Oh, and the bookery is also involved. People, now, they installed everything in our library there, lovely books and what have you. But for me, the best part is we have now been invited by Westcott Primary to take part in the Pendulani quiz about books. And this came about because a lady March is teaching the grade 12s and was horrified to find that the children cannot read. Neither do they read with any comprehension. And I am just over the moon that our children are now going to be exposed to that, you see. Because here we at Kannemeyer, and after our reading, whatever, the children just came to read for me in droves. I gave each an assignment. But you know, that makes me as a teacher sit back and say, you've made my day.